Hi guys, I thought I'd do a quick video showing what I'm doing with the sweet potatoes. It's the first time I've tried growing sweet potatoes, so it's a bit new. Okay. So I started out with this guy. This was a sweet potato bought at Asda or Sainsbury's, I can't remember. You can see there's little shoots coming off. Now I didn't know at the time, well, until about a month later, when there's no shoots developing on this thing, that before these things are shipped to the supermarkets, they are coated with a chemical that retards sprouting like this. It doesn't stop it completely, but it takes much longer. So these little things, this has been just sitting, like lying on its side in damp earth for about a month now. And this is all that's developed. It took about 3 months to get enough shoots to plant out this bed. So that's what I'll show you now. The idea is basically that all of the ones that I harvest from this, though, won't have that chemical that's sprayed onto them and will sprout straight away. So I'm just going to put that back down here. So this is the sweet potato bed. It's really out of focus, as you can see. There you go. And at the other end I've got some beans under that black plastic, like this bit here. So I've got some field beans like under this plastic, and they're just germinating at the moment. I was finding they were drying out a bit too quickly. The sweet potatoes started off with 2 shoots. I can't remember what the official word for those are. Shoots from sweet potatoes. So if I find one here, what happens is these grow out in like really long vines. Sorry, I'm very shaky today. And what I've been doing is, if we look under here, is every time they grow out about 2 feet, I've been burying them in the ground. And you can see here that the moment they touch soil, they start developing more roots. And I'm kind of working on a bit of guesswork here, but I'm thinking that the more roots they grow, the more tubers they'll grow, and the more potatoes I'll get out of this bed. The watering is happening. I don't know if you can focus on that camera. There we go. The water is happening with these guys. This is just a normal cheapest chips garden hose, and I've basically taken my knife, poked some holes in it, and then I've strapped this filter cloth around it, and just kind of packed it down really tightly with cable ties. This seems to work really well as a drip feed. Oh, it's stinging nettle growing in there. Bloody stinging nettles. So yeah, and then that hose, as you can see, is looping around. There's about 3 or 4 different drips. One there, and one here in this bed. And then that goes all the way up along the ceiling to the water manifold on the other side of the pond. And that's on a timer for 15 minutes every 7 AM, I think. So just a quick step back. So this bed here was one of the original ones in the garden before we built the polytunnel over the top, and I never got around to moving it. And at the moment, with the aquaponics system in a complete state, it's one of the few things in here that's actually doing anything. What I'm thinking of doing next year is, as part of my work this winter, is converting all of the existing raised beds in here into wicking beds. So there'll be plastic liner inside, and then gravel on the bottom with a drain, and then there'll be a feed in one end and a drain out the other end, and the drain will have like perforated holes in it, and then it will be full of it'll have a layer of filter mat, like sort of probably similar to that pink stuff, and then normal soil and compost. So then basically what happens is the overflow from the fish tank there will come down the garden, or down the inside of the greenhouse, through the bottom of the beds, wick up into the water, into the grow media, then come back out and then filter back into the drain system that we've already got. These beds have been kind of sagging under the weight a little bit of all the stones. So we've got some temporary cross braces on there. I need to basically empty them, move them forward about a foot, which means obviously I'm going to have to move, where am I? Move this backwards. So these ones are going to, the 8x4 beds are going to go back right against the edge of the polytunnel. You can see we've got like just weeds here that have grown in the last year that I've not been here. So basically I'm going to get in here and just rip everything out. So these wicking beds are going to go back against the side here. You're going to get some blue barrels and have like kind of wicking barrel type things, or maybe even flooded drain barrels, like 2 rows of them over there. And then more weeds. We've got the original sump down here, that's going to get raised. And then the sump is going to get dug out, and we're going to put in one of the, as you can see, the blue tank here. That's actually going to go in the ground. And those IBC tanks have basically failed over the last couple of years. Mostly my own fault. I got those without the steel cage around them, and then built wooden boxes around them. Those wooden boxes have just kind of started to collapse, and then the tanks have gone sort of marshmallow shaped. So you can see they're all hanging at like a really funny angle, where this side has stayed straight and this side has like crushed down and bowed out. So if they're salvageable, I'm going to use them as a sump. Okay. Alright, I realise I've not done really done an update on the pond in a while. As you can see, the raft system is not working, mainly because we didn't have any fish in there for a while. So the corn that I shoved in that because I didn't have anywhere better to put it has died. Which is expected, but a little bit disappointing nonetheless. I don't know if you can see them swimming around down here, but all of the fish stock are now in here. So we've got 5 mirror carp, 5 common carp, and then I think about 20 goldfish. Might be slightly less goldfish. They're all swimming around in there. So we moved those over last weekend. This up here is a temporary filter. It's full of this recycled filter media. Seems to be doing very well. And basically that's just fed from a pump down the bottom. Feeds up, pushes around, falls back out the top. There's a filter pump from the other one, from the old tanks, is currently just in there. I'll put that in there last weekend, and it's just churning water around just to keep the water moving and oxygenated. And we've also got a air stone in there. It might be a bit overkill on the oxygenation. So my job today is this guy. This is the swirl, or the vortex filter, and the biofilter. So the bottom half is a vortex, and then it raises up through a biofilter and then overflows back into what used to be the old stock tank. Basically, this system's now drained. All the water is now in this bottom tank, and eventually it'll just get put out in the vegetable garden or something. The white pipe you can see there was originally the inlet, so the pump slots onto the bottom of that. There's this pipe here. Has a fitting on the bottom for the pump and a slot on the top to just friction fit into that fitting there. So basically I just need to finish emptying this out. So there's the bottom sort of 12 inches of this is still full of water where it doesn't drain that far. And then I'm going to stack the tyres up where I'm standing now next to the new pond, move it over and hopefully get the vortex filter running on that.